All right, so today we're going to be speaking about Jerusalem. Jerusalem is one of the earth's oldest cities. It was established about 5,000 years ago. It's formerly known as the City of David when it was first brought about in 1010 BCE, as it was when it was first established as a city, but for 5,000 years, this has been a place that's been inhabited by people throughout all of history. This place is living history. Everywhere you go, something significant has happened, or something big has happened in this place. And Jerusalem is is the holiest city in the world. It's the birthplace of three different major religions. There's Christianity, there's Judaism, and there's Islamism. So in this one city that's compacted all right here is divided into four corners. Those four corners are represented by the four major religions that have hold over the city. So there would be, the four corners are going to be Christianity, Muslims, Jewish, and then Armenian. They kind of stay in their own respective areas, it's a divided city, it really is. They stay in their own respective, and there's other sorts of regulations keeping certain people from doing certain things in other places. We'll get to more of that here in a minute. So whenever it comes to the geography of Israel, or of Jerusalem, it's in Israel, it's here in the Fertile Crescent. So you have the Mediterranean Sea, you have the, I think that one's the Dead Sea. Yeah, you have the Dead Sea, you have the Red Sea, and then you have the Sea of Galilee up here, all connecting to Jerusalem, which is in Israel, Fertile Crescent. Some of the other major places in Jerusalem are some of the mountains within the city. So here you have Mount Zion. You have the Mount of Olives, where Jesus gave his sermon to the disciples. And then you have Mount Moriah here. All of these places hold a different meaning, but they also have meaning to all the different cultures that visit this city. This city, like I said, is the holiest city in the world, so multiple religions travel from all over to visit these sites. And these sites all have different meanings to those people, and some of these religions don't even, some may not want to go to Mount of Olives or Mount Moriah, but there's been such historical events and such significant things to happen in these places. They still draw a crowd, and it's amazing to just be able to stand in one of those and bask in everything that's happened in these places. So Jerusalem was protected by walls originally. The only wall still standing is the Western Wall. So this is the last remaining wall for the city. This is a Jewish holy place. As you can see, all these people outside the wall here, they're all coming to pray at the wall. The reason that they pray at the wall is because they're not allowed to go inside. If they go inside, they're not allowed to worship in the way that they choose to. It's held more by the Muslim groups within the city. This wall is a very, very holy, sacred place to the Jews, because on the other side of the wall in Temple Mount there is the second Jewish temple, which is the most spiritual place in Judaism, but they're not allowed to go in to worship in the second Jewish temple, so they choose to do it outside the wall. Outside the wall, you'll see there's always people outside praying up against the wall, and just, praising the Lord and however they choose to outside this wall. So for the Jews, this is their place that they go to be able to worship their God and however they please. But inside Temple Mount, like I said, the second Jewish temple is in. Let me go back. So there's tunnels underneath this wall, and it leads inside. These tunnels were originally put there for the protection. So if something happened on the outside of the wall, they had easy access to get to the barriers outside to stop anything from coming in at that point. It was just quicker access for them to get there. But now, these tunnels were beginning to be used by the Jews to get inside to Temple Mount, to get to the second Jewish temple, just to pray. They do a lot. They have to go through a lot of work just to be able to pray and worship how they please. So here, the Jews aren't allowed in here due to regulations put on by the Muslims, because this is in the Muslim corner of the city. The Muslims have control over this place because of how sacred this place is to their religion as well. It holds two of their most sacred buildings. It holds the Al-Aqsa Mosque and the Dome of the Rock. The Dome of the Rock, that would be this building right here. These are places where the Muslims, the people of the Islamic faith, feel as if this is where they need to be, and this is where they're called to be able to worship their gods and how they see what needs to be going on. And so on these walls on the outside of the city, there's gates everywhere. These gates were for entrance and exiting. But one of the most famous gates is Herod's Gate. So Herod's Gate is originally known as, and I apologize if I butcher this, it's Bad Sahari. I don't know. It's also known, it's translated into also the Flower Gate. The reason it's called Herod's Gate, because the wall was constructed in the 1500s. From what we see right now, was constructed in the 1500s. But in the time of King Herod, right here where the mouth of the gate is, was a wicket fence, and that's just where they could be able to come in and out. So this is on the other side of this was Herod's palace, which therefore Herod's Gate. It led right into Herod's palace, and today they hold a sheep market in this area right outside this fence for weekly. They hold a weekly sheep market right outside this fence. So it's kind of a different use than what it was used for whenever it was originally built. Because when it was originally built, this was for a Muslim burial ground. Right outside the gates, if a death happened or occurred, anything, and they were a more important person, they would take them outside this gate right here, and there's a burial ground right there. Excuse me. So this was originally a burial ground, turned into a gate for Herod's palace, and now holds a sheep market. It goes to show how much change there is in the world by just the developments through time. So here's some pictures for the of some of the other things you'll see in Jerusalem. As you can see, there's the Dome of the Rock again, and then you have just all these ancient and archaeological sites, and they're still digging up archaeological remains in Jerusalem to this day. There's so much history. It's been around for so long that there's still a whole lot that we don't know, and they're still digging it up day by day and learning more and more about this city based on how much has happened in this city. Do you guys have any questions for me about anything about Jerusalem and its walls?
I don't think so.
All right, well, thank y'all and have a great day.